Colt Sebastian Taylor, adventurer, entrepreneur, amateur winter weather consultant. Winter is here, and if you are driving, you may not be prepared for the winter weather. You might find yourself stranded, or unprepared, or stranded and unprepared, which would be terrible. So I have gathered some things and some suggestions of things you should have just in case. Number one on your list should be an ice scraper, especially one that has a brush. You can scrape off the ice and snow on your windshield and brush off the snow off the other parts of your car, because in most boroughs and municipalities, you're going to need to make sure that snow is off, because if it flies off, you could get a ticket. And also, if your windshield wipers aren't working properly, this can knock off the ice a whole lot easier than a credit card. Now, if you want to get really fancy, you should get gloves with scrapers on them so you don't get frostbite on your fingers. These are very handy. You should always have one or even two in your car. Next up on the list, of course, are gloves. Gloves you should be having with you regardless, but a good pair of solid work gloves with you will help in case you need to give yourself or someone else a push out of a ditch, and the soft knit ones may not provide you with the protection you're looking for. And of course, you are probably traveling by night. Having a flashlight would definitely be helpful, especially one of these heavy ones. Always have that in your trunk. And like I am wearing, you should always prepare yourself properly by having the proper winter weather stuff with you, like a scarf or a heavy coat, like so. Maybe you should also have a blanket in your trunk, just in case you have to stay somewhere overnight. It won't be very pleasant, but it'll be a whole lot better than teeth chattering through the wee hours of the morning. Now, if you want to be extra special prepared, I would also recommend perhaps a small bag of salt. Having that would be very helpful. Maybe not so much for being stuck, but if you leave your car in a parking lot all day while you're at work, and you come out and find yourself on a sheet of ice, a bag of salt will help you get home a little faster and a little easier. Speaking of things that would also be helpful to have in your trunk, having a small collapsible shovel like so will help you dig out your car. You're not going to clear any driveways with it, but if you find yourself ending up in a snowdrift, it'll clear just enough to allow you to get out, and you'll be the hero of the office if you're helping digging out the boss who has foolishly not prepared for winter. And finally, and this is just more of my own personal preference, maybe have some snacks in the trunk, or a few bottles of water, because if you find yourself stuck there out overnight, you might be warm and you might have the radio playing, but you might feel a bit peckish, so having a few things to eat would definitely be helpful. Now, my number one bonus tip, well, I only have one bonus tip, so it's automatically number one, is this. What is this, you say? It is an emergency cell phone charger. It's not going to charge your phone to 100%, but it will provide you a few extra minutes of charge just in case you are in dire straits and you need to let someone know where you are. Speaking of letting people know where you are, if you're going on long trips, it might be helpful to let people know when you're leaving and when you are to be expected. Much like boating, if you're late, people might get in a worry. They might send out a search party. Well, that's all the winter tips I have for today. I'm about to go out exploring into the winter tundra, and I need to take all this stuff with me. So, I'm Colt Sebastian Taylor, and I'll see you later. Now it's just a waiting game. Old man Winter. Just a waiting game.